I love big titties.
I regret to inform you guys that Christian has passed away. He's gone. He died. Oh shit. Oh hey, what's up, dude? I just told everybody you died.
Well, I've already.
yeah. It was only a minute.
Damn.
I know.
I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff tonight, really just with you guys. This is not like the pre-recorded stuff where we have, we kind of free flow that anyway too, dude. We never have like a consistent tone or message throughout any episode that we do, but we especially don't with lives. But as we always do, Christian, how's it going, man? How you doing?
It's going, dude. This weekend flew by. Every weekend starts to fly by now. I feel like I just lose track of time altogether. But other than that, dude, I can't complain. It's starting to get hot, so that's gonna suck. But other than that, dude, no complaints. How are you?
I mowed the grass today. It was the first grass mow of the year, man. Trimmed the hedges, pulled some weeds, cleaned up the yard, sweat my balls off. It was the first year. I mean, you know how it is, man. It was the first yard work day where you like can't wait to go inside and feel that AC. Like all throughout the day, you're like, man, it's cold in here. Like I need to put a jacket on in the house because the AC's on. But you go out and do yard work, and that AC hits like crack when you come back in, man. I was laying on the couch, just like, oh yeah. It was one of them days, man. You know?
It is a dopamine rush that I do enjoy. That's one thing about living in the South is as soon as you hit that door and you walk in, it does feel like meth, crack, whatever.
We would know. We're experts.
Yeah.
I want to say what's up to everybody that's in here so far. We got Rudy, we got Mark, we got Allie. Quentin, how's it going, brother? Kevin. Dylan, what's up, man? Blu-ray Addict. Spike Money, this is a new name I haven't seen before. Carmatic, what's up? Brett. Joseph, Erica, Sam, what's up, everybody? How we all doing this evening? It is Sunday night. Christian's on mornings now, right? Christian, why don't you tell the people about your new work schedule?
Well, it hasn't started just yet, but what's supposed to be is just I'm gonna be on days Monday through Friday, and I'm praying it happens soon. I mean, at these plants, like it's a union plant, so everything takes like it takes like so long for even the most minute changes to happen. So it's coming, but I'm going on my 2 weeks of days right now, regardless. But I'm supposed to be able to stay on days soon. So I'm praying to God that it happens, dude. I can't do this going from night shift and then swapping to days in less than whatever how many hours. 72 hours is 3 days, dude. It's getting rough. Like I'm seriously just chugging down melatonin pills and like I feel like shit. I'm okay right now because like I went to bed yesterday. I forced myself to stay up all day. Got home. It was like 7:00. I was gonna cook and watch my wrestling thing. I just instantly fell asleep. Woke up at midnight. Took 2 melatonins. Just was like, I can't wait. I took 2. Went right back to bed. Thank God. And now today I'm just like, body is drained. But at least I'm awake right now. So, but I'm praying this happens soon, man. It could happen after this next pay period, which would mean the next 2 weeks, I'll go straight days. I'm hoping, dude, because I'm getting too old for this swapping back and forth. It's getting brutal. It really is.
I hear you. I was going to tell you. By the way, what's up, Lampkin Lane? What's up, Keith? What's up, Corny? How you doing, brother? Yeah, dude. So you know how I work all day Friday and Saturday, and it sucks, like, because I'm on my feet the entire time. And I was telling one of my employees on Saturday, I was like, while I'm in it, like while I'm doing it, I'm fine. Like I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then I get home and I sit down and like I'm starting to now get to a point where like I can't like function after that. I fall asleep at like 11 o'clock. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, man, I want to stay up and watch a movie or whatever. Nope. No, my body just shuts down. And you know, it doesn't, it's crazy to think about. But 5 years ago, I wouldn't be like that. I could go work 12 hours and come home and stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning. I can't do it anymore.
No.
Like it's just one of those things, man. So yeah, I don't, I hope that your work schedule is, I hope it irons itself out and you're not doing that shit because
It'll be nice because it'll be a lot scheduling anything will be a lot easier. Because I mean, if I get off work at 3 in the afternoon, I mean, dude, I have time, to get shit done during the day now, so it won't be a problem to schedule stuff. It'll be a little bit easier on me, and just pray for me, dude. I hope it happens soon. I really do.
I hope so, man. I really do. I'm not even just saying that. I really do. Joseph, I cut up dead bodies and bake them into stuff, and Christian works at the butt plug factory. No, I'm a general manager of a restaurant, and Christian, all I know is Christian works at like a factory or like a plant. Yeah, like he doesn't really get into specifics of what it is he does.
The only reason I don't is because there's weirdos out there. I don't want them to call up my job and be like, fire this guy because they don't like me for some reason. So I don't really like saying the name of the place.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've learned that the hard way on this podcast when Christian created that phone number for y'all to call in, and
it's a disaster.
We couldn't even trust you guys with that. What's up, Akeem? I think you guys are like Final Destination Bloodlines. Well, I should just probably let everybody that's watching know right now, this is a live episode where we're going to interact with y'all. You know how we do these hour and a half. And then this weekend, Christian and I are going to do a pre-recorded all-out Final Destination show after we've both seen Bloodlines. We'll cover all 6 movies. You know how we are, too. We'll tell you stories about our experiences with these movies and how I just found out the other day that the little girl in the It miniseries is the blonde girl that's topless in Final Destination 3. And honestly, I wish I didn't know that because I was like, oh, you were such this innocent little kid in It and you got killed. And then in fucking Final Destination 3, you're just like boobs out for like 10 straight minutes. I don't know. Like, I just wish I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, you just blew my mind. That's my favorite scene, though.
Yeah, that's her. That's the little girl from the original It, from the opening of It. And I was like, oh, God.
Wait up. Beverly? Oh, are you talking about the girl with the tricycle?
Yeah, the girl with the tricycle.
Son of a bitch.
That's the blonde in the tanning bed.
Okay, I'm sorry. If it was Beverly, then I would have been like, what? But no, okay, I don't feel as bad. That's kind of that's a difficult connection to make.
Yeah, but it was the same thing for me with Danielle Harris, man. You know, in Rob Zombie's Halloween. Because that was the first. I know Danielle's done more scenes like that, but that was the first time I'd seen Danielle Harris like that. So I was like, this is weird. Like I was watching you as a little kid.
It is weird. Like, to me, when I hear people talk about Danielle, and like, to me, like my uncle always used to tell me, he'd say, Bubba, there's different kinds of attraction. If you think a woman's foxy, that means you think she's pretty. If you think a woman's sexy, that means you just want to have sex with her. And I always see Danielle Harris as foxy, because she, like, and I'll be honest with you, it's a respect thing, because it's so weird for me to be like, oh my God, Danielle Harris is so hot. Because, I did see her on film as this little sweet little kid. And so while that, I guess what I'm getting at is, like, out of respect, I always, when I talk about Danielle, I never say like, oh my God, I want to blah, blah, blah. I'm always like, she's so pretty. She's lovable. Like, I love Danielle, but I don't talk about her in the other kind of way. I can't bring myself to do it.
No,
but she is beautiful. She is beautiful.
She was such an integral part of my childhood. That's why it's easy for me with Scout Taylor Compton, man. I was a teenager. So.
She's a model now, man.
Yes. It was easy for me because I didn't see Scout on screen until she was like 18 or 19. So I was like, oh yeah. All right. But Danielle's different, man. I don't know. Yes. Like you said, very pretty, but I can't view her that way. But yes, can we take a moment to try and bully Christian into seeing Sinners, bro? Let me tell you something really quick before you go, because I know you're going to tell the people about, because we're going to get into this about with Clown in a Cornfield as well. I want to hear about why you couldn't make it to the movies. But when I was going to see Sinners, I texted my brother and I said, do you want to go see Sinners with me? And he
Right.
said, "Nah, heard it was a musical. Sounds dumb." I was like,
Musical.
he's dumb. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'll go. I'll go see it. And I texted him when I got out. I said, dude, that was like one of the best movies I've seen in years. And he literally replied, "Cap,
LOL.
just cap." And I was like,
That's you can understand that though. Like, what
I,
about it? Like, was that Michael B. Jordan or is that the other guy?
Michael B. Jordan, yeah,
Michael B. Jordan. I say it like there's only 2 black actors. That's so ridiculous to me to say. I don't. I was thinking of Jamie Foxx for some reason. Anyway,
yeah.
I could understand like nothing about it. Again, if I just looked at the poster, which is what I did after you texted me, I looked at the poster and I said, this seems so inconspicuous or just like a studio dump movie that just got made. Like when I looked at the poster, I didn't think nothing of it. So like I can kind of see where your brother was coming from.
Well, hold on,
Plus, Michael
because
B. Jordan, I've never seen him do horror before.
he went and saw it last week on his own free time, and he texted me and said, "Dude, I just saw Sinners. That shit was awesome." And I was like, "I told you." Like I told, and he is like, anytime I go see a movie with him, I swear to God, we've never seen a movie together where he's like, "Oh, dude, that was awesome." Like we saw Nosferatu as a family on the day after Christmas.
They all hated it, right?
When they were all in town. Yeah. Everyone said, "Oh, it was mid. It was boring." All my siblings, my mom, I was okay. And I was the only one that was like, dude, that shit ripped. Like, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Real quick, $2 super chat from Bronson Wright. What's up? What is your favorite Depp Burton collaboration? Oh shit!
I'll tell you what, Bronson's super chats always make me laugh. He'll ask the most. He loves Ozzy. I shouldn't bring that up. Maybe he'll start asking Ozzy questions. I love you, Bronson. Depp Burton collaboration.
Corpse Bride.
Did he do that movie where Depp is like an author and I have to look up the name of that. There's a movie I saw of him though. I think it was a Stephen King movie. I'll just defer to your answer.
That's not Secret Window. You're not thinking of Secret Window, are you?
Maybe that is. That wasn't Tim Burton, right?
I don't know. Secret Window was not Tim Burton.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'll just defer to your answer for now.
Or the Ninth Gate. Rudy said the Ninth Gate. It might be the Ninth Gate.
No, it's definitely the movie you just said, Secret Window.
Secret Window, yeah.
I watched that recently. I guess that's why it's in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Hate it. I hate that movie so bad.
It sucks. It sucks.
I'll go Sleepy Hollow. I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, as far as Sinners goes, man, I really have not run into many people that have had anything. The worst I've heard people say is like, yeah, I liked it. It was fine. Like that's the worst. I have not seen one person be like, that movie was bad. Mm-hmm. I just feel like you're lying to yourself if you say that. But why didn't you make it out to see Clown in a Cornfield, Christian? Tell us the story.
So I was going to try to go yesterday. We had to go run some errands. We had to pick up a bunch of supplies and stuff. And we had to go to a big city near us, about an hour away, where they got different kinds of stores and stuff. And we were going to try to get back at a decent hour. The weather was piss poor. We were stuck in traffic. We ended up getting home till about 4. And then I was going to go sometime in the evening. But then, I mean, I know this sounds like kind of bad, but like I had to make a decision because I got my mail in and I had stuff that I was thinking about my YouTube channel, which is kind of lame, to be honest with you. But like I had stuff that came in that I know I was going to review. Those movies have been out already for a couple weeks. Honestly, no one cares what I think about these movies at this point. I just got in What Lies Beneath on 4K. I had to watch that.
Great movie.
And then the Crazies remake came out on 4K. So I had to be like, oh man, I was like, I got to start watching these movies because my work, I do 12-hour shifts every day when I work. I don't have time to do anything when I get home besides eat, run, and go to bed. So I was like, I gotta choose one, and I was like, let me just watch these movies and watch all the special features, blah blah blah, so I could get on top of that because those new releases. I have people I think that will watch that stuff a little bit later as opposed to the movies, but I just figured, you know what? And then Sydney was like, just wait till Thursday. Let's go. I said, yeah, but then I think the Final Destination movie comes out Thursday, so I got to go see that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. I promise to God, I'm going to see Sinners. I can't promise I'm gonna see it in a theater,
Clown in a
but
Cornfield will be on Shutter probably by the end of the month, dude.
yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. But anyway, I actually let me see if I can find it. I actually here it is. I got this at Walmart. Like the beginning of this year was this.
Oh, fuck.
This I got it at Walmart, and dude, I got like I am so excited for the new Final Destination that I legitimately watched all them over the last couple weeks. Like I did 2 in one day, then I did 3 the next day, then like I say couple weeks. Actually, it was probably like a week. I just knocked them out. I would get some work done, then I'd be like, hey, I want to watch this. So I'm really, really ready for Final Destination 6. Like I'm genuinely excited about that. I got to see that more than anything because I'm excited. But I know like I was doing good going to the theater, man. And I've been slipping. I've been really slipping. But I really want to see Sinners. I don't like being that guy that sees it late and then wants to be contrarian to everybody. I expect to like it. I can't stand that, right? It's like I don't know what you guys are all talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not cynical. I used to be cynical. I'm not cynical anymore, dude. If a lot of people say, Christian, this movie's good, I'm inclined to believe it's probably gonna be good. Like, 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to see this and be like, all you guys are full of shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, so no, I'm not. I anticipate Sinners being really, really good. And Clown and Corfield, I haven't heard anybody. I did see your review. I haven't seen anybody say it was great. I heard them all say, you know what? Yeah, I had a good time. And that's kind of key for don't expect your world to be rocked, which is fine. I mean, it's called Clown in a Cornfield. I don't think anybody should expect to have a new outlook on life after seeing a movie like that. But, that's
Yeah.
the situation. I had to make a choice, man. And I was like, you know what? I got to stay on top of these releases. So I was watching What Lies Beneath right before I got on here. So
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Davey? How you doing, man? Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Especially like I was just thinking the other day, I was like, dude, I'm gonna be at the theater like 4 out of 5 weeks in a row. And thinking about like doing double features and stuff. The one of the only times in my life I did a double feature at the theater was Barbie and Oppenheimer. Like I took the day off work for that. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do the freaking Barbenheimer thing. But I don't do that. I don't want to spend my whole day there. It's
I'd go
also
stir crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's expensive. But look, for me, Clown in a Cornfield it was fine.
Yeah.
It felt very entry level horror. Like
Did it feel like a Shutter movie? Like a streaming Shutter movie?
I'll be honest with you, apparently it had a budget just around 1 million. It looks a lot better than that. Like I actually thought it looked like something that you could have told me it had a $5 million budget and I would have bought it. Like no, it seemed pretty professional. It's just it's I can tell now when they talk about the budget, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because they really pick and choose some of the gore they show, man. They really, really do. There's some kills that are just like it happens and it's over. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. This is rated R. Like, I don't know, give me more of this. But it's a bunch of teenagers hitting vapes and drinking. And like, I mean, it's very much for like this modern generation. When I said, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, how does it compare to Terrifier? Because obviously art is like the hot commodity with clowns. I'm like, it's not even close. It's Terrifier light. Like it's like it's not for me, but I had a good enough time.
Does it take place during Halloween?
They're very non-discriminant about that. Like they don't say. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. We don't get a date in the movie, but it is definitely fall because like there's bonfires, everyone's wearing jackets, you can see their breath. It's got a great fall like vibe to it. I even said in my review, this is something I could see myself watching in October. But
good.
Yeah, it gets a little too the back half of the movie too. The reveals and stuff, they try a little too hard, I think, to say more than they actually have to say. And it's just like, I don't know. It was fine. But if you're going to go to the theater this week, and I know Sydney loves the books, so it's like, but if you're going to go to the theater, I'd see Sinners before I saw that personally.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially considering how high everybody's been on it. But I think I'm gonna make. I mean, I legitimately am excited to see Final Destination. So if I can see that Thursday, which I believe I can,
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna be
playing
there.
Thursday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7 o'clock, and hell, I might even get a popcorn. We'll see what happens.
Dude, I don't know what's going on at theaters these days, but I talked about this last week. They changed the nachos and the cheese now at my theater to gluten-free, and it tastes like shit. Like absolute shit. And like listen, if y'all are gluten-free or whatever, that's fine, whatever, have at it. But for me, I'm like, dude, I'm at the movie theater. I'm trying to get snacks that are bad for me. I want them
Gluten's
to
the last
taste
thing on
good.
my mind.
Exactly. So I've got this big ass bag of popcorn with extra butter on it, but I need to worry about these Tostitos and the fucking nacho cheese. Like, just ridiculous. And it messed up. The whole feng shui of it's just messed up for me now. I can't get the nachos and cheese anymore.
Let me ask you this: when I was coming up, the nachos were always in like that see-through kind of nacho tray, and they drizzle the cheese all over the nachos. Now at my theater, the nachos are in like this little cardboard thing, and then the cheese is in a little dip thing with a lid on it, and you literally just dip your chips in each nacho. Is yours like that, or do they have it drizzled like it's hot cheese drizzled over all the chips?
No, Mark. They made the cheese gluten-free as well. It's not just the chips anymore. The cheese tastes like shit. Both are ass now.
Just bring your own chips.
Yeah, and cheese? So what? I'm just going to start bringing my own chips and cheese to the. What am I going to put a fucking
Good God.
cup of cheese in my pocket? Like, no, they ruined the cheese too. I looked at it the other day when I was there. I was like, because I got Doritos. And I was like, you know what? Their nachos suck now. Let me dip the Doritos in here. And I was like, why does it still taste bad? And I looked at the cup and it said gluten free. And I was like,
That's what I'm saying. So it's a cup. They don't drip.
yes, I was gonna say it's like these are like mass produced. Like it was a bag of Tostitos, and
I
then it
hate
would
that,
be
dude.
a cup of cheese that is like it's sealed. Like it's not like one of the ones where they fill up and then put a souffle cup lid on. No, it's like sealed.
Oh, see, that's terrible, dude. You got to get something else because, dude, back in the day, I remember at my theater in Saint Bernard Parish, dude, they had the big dome thing with the lid, and that cheese was
Yeah,
hot, and they
yeah.
scooped that shit all on there. And I used to get jalapenos on that. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't imagine getting it. You're gonna have to figure out something else to get, dude. My Cinemark's got Pizza Hut. You get little pizzas.
So do we. So do we. But it's like $8 for. Yeah, it's like $8 or $10 for like a little pizza, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, you get that you get a medium. I get 2 medium pizzas at Domino's for like 12 now. So that's kind
yeah.
of all that shit's a ripoff, man.
Yeah, but movie theater popcorn, I've always said this, there's literally nothing that compares. You can buy any kind of Orville Redenbacher bullshit that says it's movie theater butter on it. It never is. We all know
Yeah.
there's no substitute for the real thing. I don't care to spend $8 for a bag of that. What I don't want to do though is spend $10 for a little pizza. I take shits bigger than that pizza. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
they
will
got
say some of these are not ridiculous now. This is the Revenge of the Sith one. This was $15. I was actually surprised. I was like, I thought it would be like 25. No, $15.
nice.
Like, oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah, I got an episode 1 cup. And I saw those. I kind of want to get one of those because I like those movies now that I'm older. When I was a kid, I hated all. I say I hated them all. I loved episode 1 when I was a kid, but like I didn't like the other 2. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, those are classics now.
They are.
Those are classics.
I was gonna ask you, did you ever get the monkey popcorn bucket? Because that was $50.
Where's he at? He's
He
right
did.
there.
50 bucks.
I guess it was. I remember I had a buddy.
50.
I have a guy that works at AMC's get me one, but I guess that's what it was. I don't remember what I paid. I know it was $50 online. You know what? I
No,
don't
it
remember.
was $50 at my theater. I remember because
Okay,
I was talking to Rudy. Rudy was like, I was like, I might get one. And he was like, if you can, grab one for me too. And I was like, okay, sure. And then I got the price at $50. And I was like, yeah, Rudy, I'm not doing this shit. And he was like, yeah, no, $50 is ridiculous for a popcorn tub.
The only thing I can say about it is, dude, this thing's actually really heavy. Like it's actually solid. So it's not made like super cheap. Not that I'm saying it's worth $50, but it's actually like it probably weighs like 5 or 6 pounds. So I don't know. I think I'm pretty much retired though. The only thing I'm gonna get now is, and the guy that works at the AMC is like, I've messaged him like every other day. I was like, hey, how about them Jaws sharks? You see him yet? You see him yet? Because I need a Jaws.
I was at the theater the other day when I pulled up for Clown in a Cornfield, and I was sitting in my car and I had the window down, and I heard this lady, I think it was a Disney adult, as they call them, come out of the theater, and I kind of laughed. I'm sorry, but like, she was like sending a message to somebody, and she was like, "You already know I went to the theater to get the early purchase Lilo and Stitch merchandise," and she had like the popcorn bucket and like the stuffed animal and shit, and she's like
Yeah.
talking to herself in the parking lot. I mean, hey, more power to you, but we talked about Disney adults, and I don't know, man, they're a different breed. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Christian's like, I'm not touching that topic.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Davey's right, guys. Leave a like. Come on, helps the friggin' algorithm. Let's do it. Okay, so yeah, Christian, here's an interesting thing. Did you see the movie theaters are going to try and have weed theaters as well as a theater where you can use your cell phone?
I understand the weed. I don't understand the cell phone. And number two, who's really stopping you from using your cell phone anyway? Most people just have them damn things out already. So what do they mean by that? Like they'll let you film the screen? Like what does that mean?
No, people already do that. That's how Fauci sees every movie these days. He doesn't go to the theater with those 27 kids. And so that's what I know you're not in here anymore, Matt, but if you watch this on the playback, you're talking about how you haven't seen Sinners, but you watch every other handheld recorded new release that comes out. What the hell? I don't know.
I can't imagine just out of the aggravation of the quality and instability of that, I couldn't allow myself to do that. I can't say that it because it'd be wrong for me. Like honestly, like I'm so used to high video quality now that like trying to watch something like that would honestly just irritate the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bad.
No, same. Favorite horror movie of 2025 so far for me is Sinners. Like hands down.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll agree. I think it's gonna be Sinners too. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what? If it's that good, I'm gonna have to agree.
You're a fan of From Dusk Till Dawn, I would imagine. So you'll like it. If you like From Dusk Till Dawn, you will like this movie.
I feel like that was just a massive spoiler alert.
Not really. It's
really?
A vampire.
Okay.
You don't watch trailers, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Everybody saw that in the trailer. But even then, like that's the closest comparative. I wouldn't call it From Dusk Till Dawn, though.
No, it's cool. It don't matter. It doesn't bother me. I mean, but if I could give an answer besides that, though, actually, no, I'll just stick with Sinners.
No,
I can't really say
something you've seen though.
I can't really say I have a favorite. Like for instance, Hard Eyes was fine.
Yeah.
Didn't buy it. I some of these movies, I think they're not own worthy for me anymore. New movies. Monkey, maybe I'll get that when it comes out. I did like it, but it's not life changing. It's definitely not the Oz's best movie he's done by a country mile.
No.
Especially compared to his previous movie with Longlegs. What else did I see? Wolfman was trash. I hated it. God, Lee Winnell broke my heart. I really hated it.
Dude, I still haven't seen it because of the bad word of mouth. I'm worried. Like, I'm really worried. It's on Peacock now. I could hop on the cock right now and watch it, but I've been avoiding it.
I mean, the beginning is so good. Oh my God. Like Winnell knows how to set you up.
Yeah.
He knows how to set you up, but somebody needs to show Lee Winnell what a picture of a wolf looks like. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so another thing I want to talk to you about, guys.
Was Nosferatu December or January?
It was Christmas Day.
Okay.
So
okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick with Sinners.
Yeah. So all right. Christian doesn't watch trailers, as you guys know. If he's gonna see something, he doesn't watch the trailer. He's always said that. I watched the trailer for The Conjuring Last Rites, and I gave Christian my thoughts on it. I also did a short.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that picture I sent you, right?
I saw the picture you sent me, and believe it or not, when I was at my mom's house today, I read up about it in Roomorg a little bit. They had a couple still images, but it's funny because they made it sound like it's really not the last Conjuring film, so to speak. It may just be the last one with
Ed and Lorraine. Yeah, it's their last one.
Yeah, let's make a Rocky film without Rocky. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Well, I mean, they've been doing that though. You know, they've been doing the Conjuring universe that are all
Conjuring
in.
universe is fine, but don't call it the Conjuring and not have the. Unless you know what, dude, I say we reboot the series, and let me just say this, then I want you to get back on track. I
The end
want
of
to
phase
reboot
one.
the series, and I guarantee you, some people in the audience will say that's a great idea. These Warrens, they're con artists in real life. Okay, they are. We need to do a new Conjuring where it's pretty much just like that what was that movie, The Possession of Emily Rose? Was that
The
what it was?
Exorcism
What
of Emily
Police
Rose.
movie? The Exorcism of Emily Rose. We need to make a movie like that, except no, the reality is they're just con artists and they get away with this shit. And they get all these people worked up. That's gonna be the next Conjuring film. We need to make that movie. Because they're con artists. I'm sorry. I
Well, I
I I
mean,
think that there may be ghosts and stuff like that, but if that shit is real, them people would have been dead by now. So that's the movie I want to see.
yeah, here's the
Anyway,
thing too. When it comes to that's what I was really excited about with the Conjuring 3. I was like, are we going to get some of the courtroom drama stuff? Because I really liked that aspect of the Exorcism of Emily Rose. Like I thought that
sure.
that
Yeah.
separated it from a lot of the possession movies. Dude, we get like one courtroom scene and The Devil Made Me Do It. Literally one.
Such
Um
a dude story. I'm sorry to cut you off again,
no,
but
you're good.
storyline wise, that one on paper was my favorite Conjuring film. On paper, the Devil Made Me Do It was like when I read about it, I was like, this is fantastic. You know, but
But they
now
didn't have
they
James
did
Wan.
they didn't
They
have
didn't have
James
James
Wan.
Wan. No, and I'm telling you, man, I don't understand why they brought the same guy back to direct it because in this trailer, you can see a lot of obvious CGI. You can see a lot of jump scares. And I just like I get it. There's a lot of people that love The Conjuring, like me, love those movies. So
Sure.
I know a lot of them want to be hopeful about it. But like I got to be honest with you, you watch that trailer and you watch the original Conjuring trailer, tell me they look at all the same. They don't at all. This looks more like The Nun. And we've gone rounds about The Nun before like that. Well, go figure. It's Michael Chavez, the guy that directed The Nun. Like all he knows how to do is loud music sting, jump scare, CGI. All right, there's my movie. And I'm just like, it's
Hey,
just
did he do the Nun too?
yes. Yes.
Double check
Yes.
that for me. Okay,
I
well,
believe
that was like make double check that for me because let me say this: if he did,
yep.
well, we might have a chance because I thought he did a better job there on the Nun too, but I don't think people cared enough at that point to even check that movie out.
No, I mean it still
You
made a
know,
lot of money, but it the Conjuring universe is in a weird spot right now, and I think that's why they prioritized this next Conjuring movie because the last couple spinoffs they'd been successful, but they hadn't been as successful as they were. Like The Nun was huge, dude. That movie made over $300 million. Like that movie was huge, but people started to like they went out to see him, and then a lot of people were like, "This is kind of dog shit." And so
yeah.
less people started to go out. So I think New Line was like, shit, we need to reel this back in with another mainline Conjuring movie to try to get people back into our universe because unfortunately, that's all New Line gives a shit about. They don't care about Freddy. They just care about the Conjuring universe. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, uh, we'll see. When does this new Conjuring come out? This Halloween?
September 5th.
Oh, good. Well, good. We ain't got to wait too long. I tell you, I'm actually going to change my opinion on something. It was maybe back in January, February. Either me or City said we want to rewatch them. I rewatched Conjuring 1, 2, and 3. I'm actually going to change my opinion. I actually think, as good as 2 is, I think 1 has a little bit better of an atmosphere, and I might edge out 1 over 2. I love 2, but there's something, and I think in 2 you really get to see Juan doing what he wanted to do with that crazy ass movie he did right around the pandemic,
Malignant. Yeah.
Magnetic, whatever the hell, Malignant.
Malignant. Yeah.
But I think, dude, I gotta say, I really think 1 feels like so good. I think I'm gonna change my opinion. I think 1 might edge out 2 for me at this point.
Dude, the first one scared the shit out of me. Like I prefer the second one. I think the second one has a better human element to it. You get more Ed and Lorraine, and I really like their story. I feel like you get endeared more to the family. In the first movie, you really don't get to know any of the kids. You just know like the mom and the dad, really. In the second movie, I think you get to know the kids a lot more. I just feel like it's a more personal story, but the first one is way scarier. Like I always hate talking about this because there's always, those fucking edge lords on YouTube that are like, oh, none of that shit scares me, bro. And it's like, that's fine. Awesome. Like, cool. But when I was 18 and that movie came out and I saw it opening night in theaters, I was like, this is fucking scary. I
This
don't
is
care what
good,
anybody
yeah.
says. Like, it was scary. James Wan, dude, I think I'm sure they probably asked him and he had no interest because he doesn't want to do horror anymore to come back for this last one. But like, they really should have moved heaven and earth for that dude because that guy can make the most simple thing freaky. Like he just knows how to do tension. I don't. It's a lost art these days. It really is.
My fear is the guy's gonna end up becoming just producer on a bunch of projects as opposed to directing stuff. I still think he's got a saw left in him. That's what I
Oh
think.
man. Well, no, he's off doing Aquaman and whatever the fuck now, Fast and Furious, and it's like he. I don't know how I felt about that, man. He kind of publicly said that he used horror as like his gateway to get into the industry. And I didn't know how to take that. Like, I didn't know how to take that if I was like, oh, damn. Like, are you like almost like looking down on horror? I don't think that's what he meant. But his behavior since has shown like, yeah, I made a couple horror movies to get my name out there, to build my reputation. And now I'm off doing big budget stuff. I don't want to do that little rinky dink horror shit anymore. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Who do you think, Christian? You think when James Wan dies, they're going to be talking about Fast and Furious 7 when they talk about his career?
No, it's gonna say Saw creator passes away. Saw/Conjuring movie creator passes away. I mean, that's what his tombstone will say.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just is what I get getting into horror because it's the only. It seems to be the only genre that the genre itself is like is almost bigger than like with horror. It's like, are you going to see that new ghost movie? Are you going to see that new blah 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 movie? And in any other genre, it's, are you seeing that new Seth Rogen comedy? Are you seeing the new Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise movies are their own genre, so to speak. Horror seems to be the only genre where like have you seen that movie about that monkey that plays that monkey movie? Whenever he plays the drum, people die. Like, you know what I'm saying? So horror seems to be the only genre where the genre itself is the sales piece for people to go see it. And so I understand why and how directors get into that, but it does bum me out that they don't see it as a destination
No.
genre, so to speak.
I just think the guy, personally, not just him, anybody that has that mindset, I think they're deluded if they think that they're going to be remembered for anything other than what got them started in the first place. What does everybody ask John Carpenter about? Halloween. He wishes they wouldn't, but it's what they do.
Yeah.
Like Wes Craven, people asked him about Nightmare and Scream, even though I'm sure he probably wishes they wouldn't. I mean, go down
like,
the line.
he'd probably crack a smile if anybody asked him about Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Serpent in the Rainbow or something. Yeah, like it's one of those things where I get why they do it. It's easier to get into those movies. It's easier to get financing for movies like that. Like it just is. And it's not, if you have $150 million budget movie, you got to make a lot more money for that to be considered a hit. Whereas you make a Conjuring movie with $15 million, it's pretty easy to make that a big hit. So it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. And look at, Aquaman, like, yeah, congrats. That the Justice League era is dead. And so nobody's really going to remember those movies, man. I don't know. I think you're right, though. I think he's just going to be a producer from here on out, kind of like Sam Raimi is, which is disappointing about Raimi because Raimi, God, man, he came back with Drag Me to Hell, and that shit was awesome.
The only thing the only thing non-horror from one of these guys that would really excite me is if Raimi comes back and does Spider-Man 4.
Yes.
I'd be, and we need to get Nickelback in there for another song,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'd be
Yeah.
all up on that.
Not just Nickelback, Dashboard Confessional, dude. Like we got to
Was
bring
it?
it.
Oh, they were in the first movie.
They were in the second movie.
Second
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Sure, bring them back. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. But so I don't know, man. What somebody was gonna. I had another thought, but it totally escaped me. All right, Christian, I'm gonna give you the floor here because there's been something. The other day was the 45th anniversary of a movie that I think in recent years you found yourself defending more than you probably ever thought you would have.
Sure.
Because a lot of people, myself included, you know, sometimes I'm like, Christian's throwing subtle jabs at me. I Friday the 13th, man. Tell the people why that movie is the GOAT for you. I know it's not your favorite horror movie ever. That's not what you mean, but like you put that on a Mount Rushmore when it comes to the big three. And a lot of people these days don't see it that way. So what is it about that movie? Like you've had it with this shit, haven't you?
But first of all, I swear I would never throw a subtle jab at you. I would just message you directly and say you're an idiot.
I know. Or yeah, you'll just text me and be like, man, you have no idea what you're talking about.
It's so funny because you might have commented on something on Instagram, and I
You said
probably
it was
thought
the
you were.
GOAT, and I said, yeah, it's a GOAT for sure. It's a GOAT, that's for sure, or something like that. I
And
mean, like,
see, I probably read it so fast that I was like, hell yeah! Like I probably did. It didn't really hit me till just now that, like I'll go there and I'll look at comments and I won't even read them, to be honest. I'll just go like just to be nice, like, and then I saw yours and I read it fast and it just hit me that you were being. I get it now.
yeah, I was being a smart ass.
So I've said this 1,000 times. For me, the thing I love about the original Friday the 13th is with Halloween is undoubtedly more important. There's no doubt about that. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But it wasn't the first. Friday the 13th was not the first movie to try to do Halloween again. And there were other movies out there that did it that are on my shelf and failed. They weren't big successes. But Friday the 13th, I give Sean Cunningham a lot of credit because it was a movie made out of desperation. He needed to have a hit. His career was in the tubes. It was not doing good. And it was he finally figured out the formula where he literally mixed the two of the greatest horror movies of all time. Let's take the elements from Dawn of the Dead and Halloween, let's put them together. And that truly became the formula for the 80s. And without Friday the 13th, I don't know that there would have been the actual slasher craze that there was. And also, shout out to Mancuso Sr. for saying, hey, we're going to put this movie out nationwide. I mean, it was basically the Paranormal Activity of the early 80s. Same thing. I love the film. I think my thing was when I first started watching it, I had the ADD crack addict style of watching stuff. Stuff needs to happen every 2 seconds. I need stuff to get crazy every 2 seconds. The older I got, the slower my own tempo got. I actually love the mood of the original Friday. I really do. I love Alice. I love the scenes where almost virtually nothing happens. Because to me, it's so creepy the fact that like shit is going down, people are dying in here, and this girl is just in this cabin and there's a scene where she just makes coffee. I would have made fun of that 10, 15 years ago. I've just grown to love it. I think it's one of the most atmospheric movies. I love Sean's B-roll shots of the forest as the night goes down. And I love Pamela. I think it's just a great villain. It's just a movie that as I've gotten older, as I watch it, as I watched a lot more different kinds of movies, a lot of Italian stuff, I've gone back to it and I've fallen in love with it more and more and more. And I think it really is that great. I think it is a legendary slasher film. I don't think it's the best, but I definitely think it's second or third. And I do think it's a GOAT. I think without Friday the 13th, that is the last puzzle piece to that slasher puzzle. That was the last one. Then everybody was off to the races. But if you take Friday the 13th out of the equation, the 80s could have looked very different. It really could have, because I mean, it did what what after Friday the 13th, every movie was doing Friday the 13th. So that's my
Yeah.
spiel.
Well, so as far as your pushback on like, and you're absolutely right. There's a very ADHD mindset these days with especially like this generation, like Gen Z and even younger, of like, I need stuff to happen. It needs to be fast paced. This is boring, blah, blah, blah. I've never subscribed to that belief, even though, and believe it or not, I actually have ADHD. But I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of slow burn movies. So that was never my issue with the movie, and I hate even talking about it sometimes because I never wanted to get misconstrued that like I don't like the movie, because that's not the case. It's just more so like, for me, I think that Friday wasn't firing on all cylinders yet, I guess, and it's kind of like how I feel with Nightmare, that you'll rarely find people nowadays that say Nightmare 1 or Friday Part 1 is the best in their respective franchises. Most people would say the final chapter and Dream Warriors. And whether you agree with that or not, I think it's just because it's like they finally struck the right balance. Like they finally, they didn't really know what they had in the first Nightmare movie, and that's just a fact. And that's evidenced by the fact that going into the second one, they were okay with just replacing Robert, because they're like, who cares? Like, it's not a big deal. Anybody can do this. They had no idea what they had. And once they realized what they had, that's when they really hit the ground running. And I feel like Friday was the same way, because as good as Friday Part 1 is in a lot of aspects, especially with Pamela, it almost feels different, you know, from the entire series.
Well, you're absolutely right that they didn't know what they had. If they did, they wouldn't have killed everybody, including the villain. You know, I mean, it was going to be it was a movie made simply out of desperation. And I love the ignorance, and I love the ignorance, and I love the haphazardness back then, because of the fact that they were like, well, of course we're going to make another one, but everybody's dead. Well, we'll just put, like, there was no real planning to it, and that's the beauty of it. Like, there was no planning to Friday. They're like, oh fuck it, we'll just put the kid in there. And what's his face didn't even do it, because he was like, that's stupid. He's dead. Tom Savini was like, that's stupid. I'm not doing that. He came back obviously later on, and then with you're right, with Elm Street, Penny Pinching, they were like, well, it's just a guy. It's makeup on a guy. What's so, you know, and the guy that plays Freddy is in part 2. It's very subtle, but people need to remember there's a scene in part 2 where Jesse is at the gymnasium at the high school, and he goes into the shower, and there's a shot of Freddy bumbling out of the steam in the shower. That was the person that was hired to play Freddy. They kept that shot in, and they passed it off as like Freddy coming out of Jesse in a sense, kind of like that's Jesse and Freddy at the same time. But that was actually the gentleman that was playing Freddy. It's very subtle, but if you watch the movie, you see it clear as day, because the guy bumbles. He walks like Frankenstein. But that haphazardness, man. Thank God Jack Shoulder. He's talked about it. He told he told Bob Shea, you're an idiot. he said it on the he said it openly on that documentary. He goes, you're an idiot if you don't use Freddy. And he was directing the movie. He stopped the movie. He goes, you're an idiot. So
I mean,
they paid him.
yeah,
They paid him. You know. But
yeah,
yeah, that's that's another thing I love about it is, dude, like, it's just the pure innocence of, let's just do this, and we're not going to think about what's next. They killed everybody. They killed everybody in Friday the 13th. You know, and I love that area. I think that was in New Jersey where they filmed that. I know that parts of it were, for sure. I'm pretty sure it was all New Jersey. It's just gorgeous. I love that movie. I love it more and more as time goes on. Every day I love it a little bit more. And I rewatch it the most. Once a year I'll watch it. I watched it the other day for the anniversary. So, you know, I at a certain point with Friday, I have not liked any Friday less as time goes on. any what's different with different franchises that may happen, but with Friday, I literally have not liked a Friday movie less since I've gotten into the series. I've only become more in love with them as time has gone on. Um, and like never say never, dude. There could be a day where you say, Christian, you know what? I actually watched the original Elm Street again. That is my favorite. Or maybe I'll say that. Or maybe one day you say, hey, dude, you know what? I put on the first Friday again, and I just kind of sat there. You know, I did like it. You know, you never know, man. Like, I never would have thought I would have said that 10 years ago. But dude, I just kept going back to it, and it becomes an old friend. Same thing with Session 9 for me. I hated that
I don't
movie, but I've
know.
watched it so much that I'm like, it's all right. Like I can't hate on Session 9 anymore. It's like an old buddy to me, you know?
I don't
Because
know.
people kept saying it's so good, Christian. You're missing out on Session 9. I'm like, I've watched it 4 times. You know.
I mean, like, I hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree that probably could eventually end up happening. I guess for me, it's just more so like, as far as Nightmare goes, as time has gone on for that series specifically, I've actually found myself really liking 4 more and more and more. That's been the one in that series that has really like kind of just captivated me in recent years, where it's just like, dude, this one, because I feel like that fell in such a weird era for Nightmare. Sure, that was when Freddy was at his peak, and I kind of got into a little spat in the comments section of my Dream Master video the other day with somebody, because they were like, actually, no, it was Dream Warriors. That was when Freddy was at his peak and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, because I mentioned MTV Freddy, and I said, well, no, Freddy's Hour on MTV happened in 1988 as a, like, it was promotional material for Dream Master. Sure,
Right.
it happened as a result of Dream Warriors, but anybody that argues that Freddy was bigger in 87 than he was in 88, that's just not true. Like, 88 was the year for Freddy Krueger. Am I wrong?
You're not even wrong, but dude, and I don't want to argue with you, but if you're going based off of popularity of the character and stuff, you could even say even up in 89, it was still, I mean, the movie didn't do as great, but by 89, that's where toys and stuff started flooding stores. I mean, I have stuff on the back wall. I think you could see it. That's Talking Freddy was 89. I have Mad Balls from 89. Like the merchandise fiesta was 89. So, I mean, you could only argue that it got bigger from Dream Warriors is the real
Mhm.
thing to say. You know, it got bigger up until about 90. Because I think no, that was Friday. The show and that's another thing. I mean, Freddy's Nightmares was syndicated from 89, and I think from 88 to 89. But the reruns I think were pretty heavy in 90. But no, and not to be that guy. I feel like I'm being that guy right now, which I don't want to say that, but
No.
I would agree with you that I would say in terms of just a general popularity sense, it's hard to argue that 88 is bigger than 87.
I
That
honestly
it
think
88
I,
is bigger than 87. If I said the other thing, or if I said it the other way around, I apologize. In a ridiculous sense, I'm agreeing with you.
no,
Sorry.
I know. I think Davey put this out here as rage bait because he knows that neither one of us would agree with that. For me, I don't even think there's an argument that Freddy's the weakest for me personally. But I know you don't agree either because Freddy's your guy, but like I just
Well,
it,
what's the criteria? I don't know what it's too open ended. I need more. I don't understand.
do you mean the series as a whole, Davey? Like do you
Are we
mean
talking
the
about money? Are we talking about ratings on the films? Are we talking about merchandise? Are we talking about strength, which is silly? No offense if that's what he is referencing. I mean, it's all fake. Like, what are we referencing? Like, that's what I need to know because I can be very, very subjective in one way about that. If we're talking money, um,
what's up,
it's
Mark?
hard. It's hard to answer if we're just talking money because in the 80s it was I think 3-1 Elm Street over any of them. It wasn't even close how much money Freddie was making over um that stuff. But if we're just talking about his fans, is like, well, I like the character. There's stuff about the character that well, it's all subjective. I'm not
Here
going to
you
argue
go.
with somebody
Here
about
you
their
go.
subjective.
Now, part of that is subjectivity. Yeah, really good movies, but not as mysterious or as interesting. See, for me, I think Freddie has the most personality easily of the three because he's the only one that
Yeah.
talks. So I think that in and of itself puts him above Jason for me. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I've never been the biggest Jason fan. That Friday the 13th, I think for me is easily of the three big three, the weakest. Like it for me, subjective, but it has never worked for me as well. I think Michael is really mysterious, and I think that Freddie has a ton of personality. And then I feel like Jason, he's not mysterious nor has much personality. So it's just kind of like maybe that's why it's just never really worked for me as much. I don't know.
I just go based off if we're gonna go that route, it's based on how much I enjoy the movies. And I can't just say I like the movie. I can't be that simple. There's got to be so much more to go into it. Like for instance, the soundtrack for Dream Master is in my opinion, the greatest horror movie soundtrack ever done. So give me a comparison from either other franchise that can come close to the soundtrack that Part 4 had. Um,
Oh
the
no, the
look of the
Nightmare
characters.
soundtracks, they shit on every other. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm simply just talking about the rock songs for Part 4. In my opinion, like I love the Lost Boys soundtrack, but song for song, Dream Master. I keep wanting to say Warriors. Dream Master has the greatest soundtrack I've ever heard. I mean, I listen to the vinyl once a week at the house when I'm cleaning. It's literally a perfect soundtrack, top to bottom. Are we talking music? If we're just talking movies, then of course, like for me, Elm Street and Friday, I love it more than anything. But I love Halloween too. It's just like I enjoy all that stuff, man.
Yeah,
I
no.
think I think those are the like one thing I can't argue with is those are the big three. You know, there's no doubt that those are the big three. Like I love it. Catch me on any day, man. Well, I'll watch. I'll watch any of them. I love.
Well, see, here, I mean, here's the thing with this, Davey. Again, like it is definitely subjective, but like I can tell you right now, Christian and I could both say a movie that we think is better than the final chapter or Jason Lives, and that would be Freddy's Revenge. I would also say, but again, you're gonna have
Halloween.
well, yeah,
Oh, he's just talking about
but
Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Yeah, I would say Freddy's Revenge. I would also say, maybe even more unpopular, give me Dream Master. I mean, really, I think that now again, that's my opinion. Most people, it'd be like 80-20 that people would say, yeah, Final Chapter is better than those movies. That's fine. But
That's difficult for me because I mean, for me, I do love the final chapter. I actually think the final chapter is quite possibly one of the greatest slasher films of all time. Um,
yeah, but you got to think Freddy's Revenge is too, right?
sure. For me, and this is going to be people are going to be like Christian. Really, of course, Freddy is like those are slasher movies in a sense. I just don't look at the Elm Street films that way. There's so much more to that to me. Um, so I don't even like when I don't like comparing those two directly. But yeah, Freddy's Revenge to me is one of this. I still think it's one of the best. It's so scary. So I love Freddy's Revenge. So I mean, yeah, gun to the head, I'd pick Freddy's Revenge over Final Chapter. Absolutely.
Yeah. But again, that's just our opinion. And again, Davey, 80% of people would agree with you. Shout out to Mark in the chat who agrees with us and says, "Oh yeah, I definitely take Freddy's Revenge over any of the Friday movies." I would too. Like I would too. I would also take the original Halloween over any of them.
Like
I did Rob
I feel
Zombie's
like
Halloween 2 over any of the Friday
I
movies.
feel like yeah, I feel like I joke way too much about. I used to joke a lot about Halloween, but I actually started getting annoyed with my own self, so I kind of stopped with that. Like so yeah, I love
Yeah,
Halloween.
yeah. He can't make Halloween and Halloween fans a punching bag anymore. Christian admitted it on social media the other day. He
I
said
can't. Yeah. Well, look, dude.
Scream
Like
fans are the worst.
I can't sound too silly because I got my Rob Zombie poster right there. So
Yeah.
I can't, I can't be too ridiculous.
Yeah, but you agree. We agree now that Chad, I want to ask you guys what you think. Do you agree that right now the craziest fan base is the Scream fans?
Oh, there's literally, undoubtedly, there is
No
anybody
argument.
that disagrees. Like they have, dude. It's so crazy. If I just do short content about Scream, dude, I get people that just like I'm an idiot. LOL, you people have no idea what this franchise is about. It's the worst. And the stuff I see on Twitter, I can't call it X, I'm sorry. I have gone on Twitter before and seen people say we need to shoot the theaters because they're going to go see these Scream movies while they fired one girl. We need to boycott this. If you go see this, you're either side of the political aisle. It's insanity. And for all those people, I say you're a fucking idiot. Like, just shut up. It's movies and people have opinions about it. Like, get the fuck over it. But dude, Halloween fans are literally, I want to say right now, if I've ever said anything bad about the Halloween fans, excluding Nick, I'm gonna leave Nick out of it because he's my friend above being a Halloween fan. But I'm gonna humbly apologize. I had no idea the hell that we were going to be going through with Scream. So much so that, like, yeah, I'm just done. I'm done. Like, the internet ruined Scream. It ruined it. Like, it really did. I can't. I can't. I can't. I'm so much. I would so take Halloween Ends 2 right now, which I liked Halloween Ends. My point is, I would be more happy if Jason Blum says we're doing 3 more. I'd be like, thank God. At least I can start talking to, like 30-year-olds again about these movies instead of these fucking, 18, 17-year-old people that think they know everything about the world. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm done. I really am done with these Scream fans. They can all kiss my ass.
Oh yeah, no, look, man, I agree. I really agree. I think it's gotten to the point now where it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know whatever you want to use as your justification for the behavior. There is no justification for certain behavior that some of that fan base is engaged in. But yeah, I mean, if anybody disagreed, I sorry, you lost all credibility with me. There is literally no Christian. When we were at the peak of Halloween toxicity, that was with Halloween Ends, and the toxicity there was like, you're dumb if you like this movie. They ruined the franchise. That was how bad it got.
That
That's
was how
nothing.
that I know. Isn't it so funny to think about the worst thing that used to be said was, well, you're not a Halloween fan then.
Yes.
Okay.
Compared to
Like,
what we see now with Scream.
Now it's you get pictures of your house sent to you. And it's like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, they're like doxing people, and they're like,
no, dude, I'm not kidding. I saw a thread that went viral like sometime last year of saying like somebody needs to wipe out these theaters to send the message that we're not playing with Nev and all these. Well, like, it's like, and I know that's an extreme example, of course, but my fact is, dude, I don't know. Like, I can't do it. Like, I'm done. Like,
Christian, they made a
nut
director.
jobs,
They made a director
that
quit.
Yeah, the nut jobs that are so loud about that, and I'm sure there's normal people that are Scream fans. I'd like to call them adults, usually people that are at least 28 years old at this point, of course, and that's probably a lot of them. But dude, the insanity of some of these people, I can't take it. Like, you all can just kiss my ass. You can have it. You can have Scream. You can have it. Okay, let's be real. The real Scream films were the first 3. So just kiss my ass. Just kiss it. Fucking kiss my pimply fat ass. I'm done. All of it, dude. I'm done. And I'll watch the movie, dude, and I'll share my opinion on it because, you know what? I'm not gonna let that stop me. But don't even try to discuss the movie with me. And I'm not talking to you, Nick. I'm just saying, like, anybody in it. Don't try to discuss it. Don't ask me about Melissa. Don't fucking ask me about Palestine. Don't, like, just leave me the fuck alone. What do you expect me? Look at me. I need everybody to look at me right now. What do you think I am going to say that's going to change your worldview or make you look at the world in a different way? Absolutely nothing. Look at me. I have a bowling t-shirt on from Walmart. Leave me alone. Shut the fuck up. Like, can I make it any clearer? And odds are, most of the people that are saying the crazy shit about what they think they know, Nick, look exactly like this. So it's like, shut up. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of people probably feel the same way, but I've got a microphone in front of me, so I just feel inclined.
No, I honestly didn't know that you were going to go on that epic rant that you did, but I mean, I obviously co-sign everything Christian said. I think that it's undeniable at this point that it's just gone way too far. Like, Christopher Landon quit the project because of the harassment he was receiving. Like, that's That's fucking insane. Like, and Christian, you say like a lot of them look like you. No, they're like 14-year-old girls. Like, that's the craziest thing. There's
the loud, obnoxious ones. Absolutely.
they're like 14-year-old girls with Jenna Ortega profile pictures. Like,
I was
it's
trying to take
always
the piss out of myself because I was getting so mad. So
no,
I didn't
I
want to
know.
sound like, you know.
I know, but it's just like I always know when I see a profile picture, oh fuck. Like, here we go, because and it's always they claim that they are so knowledgeable about one specific thing when in reality, if you actually press them on it, they have no fucking clue what they're talking about on the one fucking thing, because all they do is regurgitate shit that they see in their own echo chamber that they get fed every fucking day anyway. First of all. Second of all, ask them about anything else. They don't know their head from their fucking ass because they're children that live online. Their entire fucking worldview is one fucking thing that they feel like they have to lay in front of the fucking railroad tracks for every goddamn day, no matter how pathetic it makes them look. Listen, I'm just going to say this. We're in our 30s. Scream was made for people like us. It was made for people like us in our childhood. These new movies, oh, sure, if you like them, that's great. Nobody gives a fuck if you're going to watch the new movie or not. Nobody cares, because everybody like me and like Christian are still going to be there watching them. Because we don't give a shit. Like I don't fucking care. I can't get involved in the politics of business in fucking Hollywood, dude. Why the fuck do I care? Why?
Yeah. And I can look at the parallel to our new Scream movies were the Rob Zombie films. We were that age when those movies were coming out, and we were, I say we, not so much me, because I wasn't really vocal at that point. But, you know, there are a lot of people our age that were watching those films and loving them. And that was the battle that the older fans had with that. And my point is that parallel is so, like, looking back, Scream has made me say, oh my God, like, I'm serious. I love the Halloween fans. They are, every one of them is in my good graces now.
I just can't wait for this movie to come out and make a lot of money, because like,
it's gonna do gangbusters.
Yeah, like what do you dumbasses? How are you gonna spin it then? What are you gonna spin it into? Because like, I hope everybody that has that stance of boycott Scream 7 understands it's gonna make well over $100 million, and most Scream fans are gonna be there. Most of you motherfuckers are gonna go see it just so you can talk shit on Twitter. Like, just, I mean, shut up. Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You're not bringing anything good into the world. You're just amplifying negativity, and you're getting nastier with it to the point where it's like, dude, I don't blame people for fucking hating like Gen Z. Like, fuck off, go away. Like, do something valuable with your time. Jesus Christ.
Weren't people like so upset that Nev wasn't going to be in 6, and
yes,
they were like, fuck this movie?
Yeah, and then they turned around a year later and they were like, that backstabbing whore, I hope she dies. Like, what the, like, get over yourselves. Oh God.
I'm sorry, but like, if Scream is if the hiring and firing stuff. Let me say this. Actually, you know, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm just going to stop now.
Christian, we have already dug ourselves a hole. If anybody doesn't agree with us, you might as well just fucking say it.
Well, my point is, I really just don't give a fuck about any of those people getting hired or fired. If they've got their opinion, cool. I don't care. I have my own job that I got to worry about. I have my own problems I got to worry about. I'm sorry for them. I just don't care enough. And the reality, Nick, is no one really does. That's the whole thing. No one really does care.
When did we start white knighting for rich people? Like, I honestly want to know, like, when was it that we, the middle class, were like, leave my rich people alone. Leave my celebrity. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Whenever you're idolizing like billionaires and millionaires and shit, like, you are the fucking problem. I don't care. Their problems. They are like, they're not even first world problems. Like, they're not. Like, it's so insignificant to them. It actually doesn't impact their lives pretty much at all. Yet so many people nowadays want a white knight for these rich fucking famous assholes. Like, we can all agree that something was like, yeah, this probably shouldn't have been done. Like, not cool. You know, people are allowed to have their opinions, whether you agree with the opinion or not. That is absolutely the truth. What isn't the truth, though, is that we should fucking make our entire personality years later just still going after, like, defending the
Yeah, as
rich,
I'm
the
saying, it's
wealthy,
like
the powerful.
nobody really cares.
No,
But you
no.
know, that's the thing that gets me at the end of the day. So
It's like, oh fuck. Hey, you leave my rich billionaire alone, all right? Just leave him alone.
yeah.
You don't know how fucking hard they have it. Like the fuck? Wait, you ever had to eat ramen noodles? You ever had to go with the electricity for a night in the winter or the fucking summer? Shut the fuck up. No, I don't give a shit. I hope you step on a Lego every day for the rest of your life. I hope you stub your toe on a bed frame every day for the rest of your life. And even then you won't know a thing about my struggles. Like, God, just
With all that
fuck.
being said, I really hope the new Scream movie is good. You know what, dude? I still, if this is true though, I'm gonna be like, are you fucking kidding me? Somebody shared a link about a Matthew Lillard interview where he said, yeah, I don't know why they announced that I was gonna be in this movie. I thought it was gonna be a secret. Is that true? Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I'm sorry, really quick.
Oh, oh my god, dude, that was the cringiest shit. I just remember seeing Sarah Silverman, like her face.
No. I'm not specifically referencing any one person, guys. I'm referencing millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, any of them. Any of them. You can put any face you want on it. You want to say it's Elon? Great. You want to say it's Melissa Barrera? Great. I don't care. My thing is,
Dude,
I can't feel bad for these people. Like oh God, I didn't get hired for this new role that I was probably going to get paid like $4 million for. Whatever am I going to do? Nah, dude. Just I didn't. No. Okay, you're talking about the interview with Matthew. What was your question about it, though?
I read a link. Somebody shared a link of an interview, and like they had a headline quote from the interview that made it sound like he didn't know that they were going to announce he was in the movie, and he was going to keep it a secret.
Yeah, he did
Is
say
that
that.
true?
He said he didn't know that was going to be made public.
What the
I
fuck?
don't know if that's true though. I don't know. Like I don't know if I don't know. It's again. There's a lot. Actually, Rudy, her net worth is $2 million. So technically, yes, she is. Also, why the fuck would I care if you make $500,000? I don't give a shit. Like you don't compare to me at all. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if like that's actually true because I think in that same interview that he said like, "Oh, I'm glad that I get to sort of prove that Stu is still alive." And then people were running with that. Me and Lee and Davey actually talked about that. And we were like, "Oh, is he trying to like throw people off course or did he slip up?" No, he's definitely trying to throw people off course. So I don't know what you can take out of that interview.
I'm sorry. That's true, but it's actually what Blu-ray Addict said. It was David Arquette that said that I was thinking of.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
And
It
not
was
only
David
that,
Arquette.
dude, if all this shit's going down, why the fuck has Jamie Kennedy not been announced? Is that the one secret they're gonna keep? Like, I want Jamie in this movie. Like, you gotta bring him back.
Can you imagine? Hold on. I just want to ask you.
Now
Can
I'm
you
excited for
imagine?
Scream, man.
Can you imagine the optics of firing Melissa for her opinions? Not firing, I know her contract wasn't renewed, but not retaining Melissa for her opinions, and then bringing back Jamie after some of his opinions that piss those very same people off. Dude, the internet would explode. It would literally explode. Like, because Jamie is very, how do you put this? He's a lot like Aaron Rodgers. Like he's very red pilled and outspoken about it. But I don't know. Like I'm saying it would piss off those Twitter stands. Like it would really piss them off even more. Like Melissa not being there is already a problem for them. And then bring back Jamie Kennedy. But yes, everybody's saying in the chat, he did defend Melissa. The other day on Fox News of all places. Like he was like, she's allowed to have her opinions. Like, and he's right.
Let the record show. I agree with that too. She should be able to say whatever she wants to say. The problem is
100%.
Why do people care that much? Especially like let her say what she wants to say. Stop putting so much stock in it. Oh my God, you had an opinion. You can't work on this movie. Like that's my whole thing. But at the same time, be upset about it. But the next day, when your mom's turning your Game Boy on for you, like just shut the fuck up about it too. Like Jesus, man. They ruin it. They ruin everything.
I never let my mom touch my fucking Game Boy. I never once let her touch that. You had your parents. You didn't have your parents touching your Game Boy. Don't lie.
No, I didn't touch a Game
Yeah,
Boy.
no.
She puts
But
the batteries in it for some people.
I don't know. It's just yeah, man. Again, and we've talked about this ad nauseum. You guys know where Christian and I stand on all that. Like, the First Amendment is important. Everybody should be able to speak their fucking mind. That is literally the point of living here. But just as much as they're allowed to speak their mind, private companies don't also have to just go, okay, sure. Like, if they disagree with it, they have a choice to hire you or not. I mean, that's just America. You got a problem with America, well, then take it up with the fucking rich people that you defend. Holy shit, it comes full circle. Like,
all that being said, I would absolutely fucking laugh my ass off if Jamie is in this movie then. It'd be so fucking hysterical to me. Dude,
yeah,
it's gonna be a family. This whole movie's a family reunion. Like, is Henry Winkler gonna be in it? Let's bring him back.
Hey, Henry Winkler was in 5. They had the bust.
They had a bust of Henry Winkler?
Yeah. You don't remember that? They had the Principal Henry bust. I thought I unplugged my mic for a second because you didn't say anything.
Oh my God, yeah, I need Rose back. I have always been the biggest Rose McGowan fan. She is like my woman. I love her.
Christian, are you aware of how off the deep end Rose McGowan has gone in recent years?
I don't care, dude. She is not afraid. Rose McGowan is I love her. I really do.
Oh, you're right. It was Scream 4. It was Scream 4. My bad. Scream 4. That's
Scream 4 was the bust.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'm always ride or die for Rose. She speaks her mind. She's not afraid of anybody. Rose is not afraid of anybody. I got so much love for her. I will always be on.
I had a massive crush on Tatum. Massive crush back in the day, dude. Like that scene in the fucking garage. Like, you know, they did that on purpose. Everybody knows that scene. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Christian.
Oh, dude, yeah. Don't get me like. I don't want to be that. I don't want to get on the Nev Campbell hate train. But yeah, that first movie is Rose's movie to me. Forget about it.
Yeah,
forget about it.
Yeah, it wasn't until Scream 2 where I really started to be like, you know what? I like this Nev Campbell chick. Yeah, no, Tatum for the win in Scream for sure. God damn, man. Like, look, I titled this video that like Christian had it with the Friday the 13th hate.
You have to change it. Change the thumbnail.
Then, I do that, and it's going to go into the algo, and you're going to have all the crazy Scream fans, and we're going to get clipped, and people are going to put it on Twitter, and they're like, these fucking dumb motherfuckers, and they're going to like dox us. You know, I mean, dox me. What do I have? I have a lot of movies. Yeah, you know, come take my movies, I guess. I don't
have any movies. I have none, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I don't. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, though, like again, guys, I cannot stress this enough. A lot of you guys watching, you've been following the podcast for like what, fucking 4 years now. Almost, actually, this month it'll be 4 years. 4 years. Yeah. So like, you know, Christian and I well enough to be like, yeah, we clearly, you know, our opinions on a lot of things. You know that we're not like fucking troglodyte dumbasses. Like that's just not who we are. But at the same time, like I'm really getting what? That you're not a troglodyte dumbass?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I mean, I'd like to say we're pretty intelligent people. But you know, it's just like I just get sick and tired of us. There's certain things that, you know, it almost feels like you can't talk about because you're poking the fucking bee's nest, basically. Oh, don't touch that. Oh, you don't want to piss people off. Like, dude, I can't talk about Scream in 2025. Like, I can't just talk about, hey, so Christian, what do you think of what do you think's gonna happen in Scream 7? Oh, well, I think, and then in the chat, you dumb motherfucking piece of shit. I hope you die. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like we can't even broach these topics anymore. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Have your opinions but like chill the fuck out.
Like I said, dude, yeah, I always get a little, anytime I do Scream, it's always a couple, but like, thank God it's like Twitter's the worst. Like Twitter is like, if you try to talk Scream on Twitter, you're basically covering yourself in pig's blood and jumping in the fucking Pacific Ocean. That's really what you're doing, you know? So
yeah, I just, we say what others won't. We will. And you want to know why? Because Christian has built his channel up well enough to where he doesn't have to worry about voicing his opinion. And my channel's not big enough for me to have to worry about voicing my opinion. So it's just kind of like, we're in that sweet spot where we can just kind of say whatever we want.
I don't think anybody. But the thing is too. I don't think anybody disagrees with what we said. I mean, really, like, what did we say? That like you're gonna disagree that Scream really is that important in your life?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. It's I'm sorry, it's not.
Yeah, you're gonna disagree that Scream is gonna flop. Like, why? It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, you're gonna disagree that Scream was made in the '90s, and
No,
so the fact, like, it wasn't made in 2020, dude. It was made in 1996. Like,
my thing is, I actually think this may be a bold statement, but it also may be like, well, no, of course not. I have no doubt in my mind that this movie is going to outgross the previous two, because there's that expression, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And you know what? I still kind of believe that. I really do. I still think that this movie's probably going to go I'm gonna reserve judgment on the new Ye song.
200 mil. Oh yeah. Let me just say, fuck Kanye. Like, I don't know what else to say at this point, dude. The guy's fucking insane. Like, he's either not on medication or this is all an act. If this is not an act, he needs serious help. That's all I'll say. Like, I don't know what else to say.
So I have listened to the song. What's so crazy about the song is the video. How did he get these guys to agree to do that?
Watch what you say. I was gonna say, don't say it.
That's all I'm asking. Name. I'm not saying the song name. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's hard not to laugh because it's so over the top that it's like, I pulled up the music video on YouTube because I was like, is this on YouTube? I found somebody put it on there, and like they get deleted and then they pop back up again. And one of the comments, like, this was the song, the video was so ridiculous. And I went to the comments, and the top rated comment was, "We got," and they described what was going on in the video before GTA 6. And I had to laugh. I was like, what fucking reality is this anymore? Like, how did this get made? So,
hey, he's got another good song. Power's a good song. Runaway's a good song. But
dude, yeah. I remember when his first record came out, it was massive. That was right before Katrina. It was like 2004. I used to literally jam that.
That was when he was on TV and he said George Bush doesn't care about black people, right?
Yeah, I remember watching that live. Yeah. I remember watching that live. And Mike Myers was like, "Oh shit! Like, what do I do?" You know, dude, but that song "Through the Wire" was like one of my favorite songs. That Shaka Khan song he did. Dude, his downfall has been. He did an interview with did you see that interview he did with Pierce Morgan?
Yes.
Where he got his follower count wrong, and he's like, I will say this because it's not bad. He's like, you better check the count again. Don't take inches off my dick. It's like, dude, what does he do? Dude, he's insane. He's has to be insane. Like, but no, I'm not gonna talk about the music. I'm not gonna talk about that.
No, and yeah, guys, like, people go off the deep end sometimes, either too far one way or the other, and they get cringy or whatever. Kanye's different. Like, this guy needs mental help. Like, and if I'm not mistaken, after the fallout with him and Kim had said the same thing, that he needed help, like keeping his kids away from him and stuff, because he's a fucking danger to himself and others.
It's insane. Like,
yeah.
He needs God. He needs God, dude.
God ain't saving him, dude. I don't know what else to say. A lot of people have said ever since his mom died, he like went off the deep end. But shit, man, if that's what happens when my mom dies to me, Christian, I want you to take me out back and put a fucking bullet in my head.
There are no words, ladies and gentlemen. There are no words. We are living in the strangest times in American history. We are literally living in the
dumbest timeline. The dumbest timeline. I tell me I'm wrong. 50 years from now, they will look back on like this era and be like, dude, people were dumb as shit. Like,
yes. I don't know. Like, I don't know. There really are no words. Like, there's no way to go about it. You know, it's insane.
No.
You
Hey,
know, I don't know.
and we appreciate you, and never let it get misconstrued. Never ever let it get misunderstood
Excuse me.
that I think Gen Z is all bad, because they're not. I have siblings that are in Gen Z. You guys, scary enough, Christian and I have to come to terms with, you guys are our future. So like, I want you to succeed. I want y'all to be smart. And like, and you're not all bad. I would actually say the worst generation still is the boomers. The boomers ruined everything. They ruined everything in this country. They ruined the housing market. They ruined the job market. They ruined everything. And now all of our generations are having to deal with it. That's right. Grandma, grandpa, I love you. Fuck you, though. You ruined everything. Your entire generation ruined everything. So I won't even give Gen Z that label. So understand that we love y'all, but there's some crazies, and we're going to call out the crazies. Like,
I'll tell you what, man. Thank God Dollar Tree still exists. I went there the other day. They got all kinds of shit there. And I'm about to start getting all my shit from Dollar Tree. People, listen, because I agree. I got like 6 Old Spice. I got 6 Speed Sticks, Irish Spring scented, which is my favorite. I got body wash. I got toothpaste. Like, I loaded up on shit. I got energy drinks there. Cheap, all $1. Go to Dollar Tree, people, and save your money. I don't know how. I don't know how they're still open, which I think inflation
they got to
still
change the
kind of hit
name.
them.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
got to change the name
$1.50
to Tree. It's gonna be Tree.
Like it's like dollar plus Tree, but still, dude. Like, I got like, dude, I had 4 bags of shit for $30 at Dollar Tree the other night. And I'm just like, I'm an idiot. Why do I feel like I'm better than shopping here? I'm no longer. I'm going to Dollar Tree for anything I can possibly. I had to get a new comb. I lost my comb. And I had to go get a new brush. I keep calling it comb. City's like, it's a difference between a brush and a comb, Christian. I got a new brush. And I went to Dollar Tree and I got 2 of them. Yeah, I got some washcloths from Dollar Tree.
Nah, I use a loofah, man. Loofahs.
I got a
Loofahs are where it's
washcloth.
at.
I got a washcloth. Yeah. I stick because I can get that washcloth up the butt real good.
You can do the
I
same
can
thing
go,
with
I
a
can
loofah.
I could put the brush over the finger, get up there and clean it real good, dude.
You can do the same thing with a loofah. Nah,
I need to get up there. I need to get up there, dude. I
I'm
gotta
sure
get
you
clean,
do.
brother.
I'm sure you do. You're not just cleaning it with that brush handle. Like,
Dude, in Louisiana, I get swamp ass, brother. You got to get that cloth so you can get in the nitty gritty. Flossing. No,
oh
for
yeah,
real. We got to get
you do the
listen,
thing
guys.
with the towel. Do you get out with your towel and you floss your ass?
I do. No, listen, people, for real. I really had a renaissance day at the Dollar Tree, and I'm telling you, go there and get those drinks, drink them that day or the next day. That's the only thing, because they get those, you can get that A1 steak sauce there, but you better be eating that steak that night because that sauce is going to be expired in a couple days. But let me tell y'all something, man. I was my eyes open because I hadn't been to Dollar Tree in a while, and I'm fixing to start getting a lot of shit from them.
But abolish the starfish.
Listen, dude, I'm in Louisiana. You need to make when you walk out of that house in Louisiana, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You better like the last thing on earth. The last thing on earth you want to question when you live in Louisiana is, should I have wiped one more time? Or did I not scrub enough? Because the second you need every line of defense you can.
Oh,
God. You need to do 2. You basically got to take 2 showers at once in Louisiana before you walk out of that house, because you have a 6-hour window. 7 on a good day.
The best thing about this live is that I can clip so many things from this. Like, literally so many things.
Dude, I'm spitting facts right now.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying for future episodes and intros, like, dude, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. What other podcast is doing this? What other fucking horror podcast spends 15 minutes on horror and then uses the other hour and a half for everything else? We're talking about assholes, poop, like
Team Lufa in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, there is not a fucking podcast that does what Christian and I do. I would put us up against anybody, dude. I genuinely would. You give me a horror podcast that's more entertaining, that covers more ground. Come on, somebody tell me, because you're full of shit. You're lying. Like, nah, nobody does it like us, dude. Man.
And
Nobody
I
does it
love
like
this stuff.
us.
I love it because it's real, and you get a better relationship with the audience this way. So it's just like I don't do and no disrespect because I have a lot of fun when I guest on shows every now and again, but like I would actually I would encourage people to, when a conversation gets going based off of like a top 10 movie list, if something gets brought up, go with it. Let the natural conversation happen, because that's where you start, in my opinion. I think that's where you start to build that relationship with the audience, when you share something real, as opposed to, okay, let's get back on track. What's your number 8?
Yeah,
I would
and I will
I would
say,
encourage that. I really would.
and
I
I
would
would
encourage that.
encourage you, Mad Max, for it. We did an episode with Mike and Jay a while back, and it was one of the most fun episodes we ever did.
I think it's very telling that he put Jay's name first. So I think he
Yeah,
thinks that Jay is
Jay.
funnier.
Hey, I love Jay and Mike, but yeah, it's not the same when Jay's not there. Like, it's just not the same when Jay's not there. But no, we did an episode with them, and to anybody that watched that episode, I'm sure you guys can recount. It was super fun. It was Christian and I going off the rails with Mike and Jay going off the rails, and like the four of us together, there was plenty of dick jokes. Like, you got a lot of really good stuff. And we went 2.5 hours, and Christian like hit to stop recording. And I remember Jay was like taking a drink, and he was like, "Oh, we're done? I could have gone for 2 more hours." Like, and that was like the biggest compliment for me, because those guys, everybody in the horror YouTube space knows Mike and Jay. So the fact that they were like, "Oh, dude, we're done," like we could have kept going. If you're a content creator, Christian, you can speak to this. I know you can. There have been so many times you've done a collaboration where you couldn't wait for it to end. So to know that these guys were like, "Hey, let's keep going," that was awesome.
Yeah, they were fun. I had a great time with them. I would answer who I thought has been my favorite guest, but I think that'd be disrespectful, because if I don't say
Yeah.
them right now after talking about them, they were great. They were absolutely great. I genuinely had a great time with them.
Yeah, Cody Leach was great too. We had a really good time with Cody. We had a great time with Gary Tunnicliffe. Gary Tunnicliffe was great.
That's actually who I was gonna say.
Yeah, Gary
And
Tunnicliffe was
you
great.
can't. I was gonna say, it was like, if you don't, I think We Watch Movie would agree, if we had the guy that worked on all the Hellraiser films, okay, because Gary was so, Gary was Gary. I mean, you asked
People
him a
don't
question, you
realize,
got an
man.
answer.
You go through our oeuvre, like we've done a lot of good shit. We had Daniel Farrens on talking about Halloween 6. We had Elliot Fulham on talking about Terrifier 2. We've done a lot of collabs with people on YouTube, content creators that you all know and love, I'm sure. Like Gary Tunnicliffe was the one that was like, yeah, it was so illuminating. Like, we just picked this guy's brain. And the thing about Gary is, like, he'll tell you everything, and he won't hold back either. He'll tell you the shit that, like, maybe he shouldn't say, like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't tell you about this experience I had on set of this movie," but he told us anyway. And he was an awesome guy.
You know what? He said something too that I've never gotten clarity on. I've almost wanted to ask Sean about this, Sean Clark, in the past. In the Gary Tunnicliffe episode, guys, go back and listen to that. He started talking about the new Halloween films. I think maybe Nick asked him what he thought about them or something, or if whatever. Gary said this in that video. He said, I got a call from Malik and the Blumhouse people, and they asked me to come up because they had Chris, what's the gentleman's name? That does the podcast with Sean Clark.
Chris Nelson.
Chris, he said, we didn't ask about this, guys. Listen, he said in that interview we did, he goes, they called me up around 2018, 2017, because Chris Nelson was working on the movies and it wasn't working out. They weren't happy. And I told them I would come up there, but then something happened in a few weeks, and then they said, never mind. So I've always wondered what happened that made them have issues with Chris Nelson for a while. I've always wondered that,
Yeah. There's a comment. I've got to put this up here. Okay.
Let me read it. Nick, be honest. Did you buy your subscribers because your subs and views about comments?
I think he meant and comments.
Because your subs and views and comments are kind of inconsistent.
Let me unequivocally tell you,
yes.
Never. No. Christian and I have railed against people on YouTube over the years and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but it is very obvious. There are websites you can go to track people's growth. There are ways to figure that kind of stuff out. If I was going to buy subs, trust me, I'd have done it by now. This long, hard process that I've been going on, it kind of sucks because I do have videos sometimes that pop off, and they'll get me a good amount of subscribers from that one video.
And
But
other times, that's part of it. Anybody that makes videos knows that, it's a struggle.
The issue is my creation has been inconsistent. That's what it actually is. I'll go a couple weeks uploading regularly. Then I'll go a couple weeks not uploading at all. And then rinse and repeat. As much as I've wanted to make this something more regular for myself at many points throughout my life, I always fall off the train. Like I fall off the train for a couple weeks and then I have to pick myself back up. And over the past, I'd say almost 2 weeks now, I've been making a point to be like, no, I am going to do this regularly, even if it kills me, even if I'm losing sleep at night to edit videos, like I'm going to do it because that's what Christian does. And that's how he got his channel to where he did because he worked hard at it. So I've been telling myself recently, I have to do the same thing. And just mind you guys, I've gotten over 100 subscribers in the last week. So like to some people that might not seem like a lot, but for me, you get 100 plus in 1 week. That's the fruits of your labor paying off. Like do the math on that. That's like 4,000 a year. Or no, 100 a week, 52 a week. That's over 5,000 a year. And that's just assuming, and that's not including the videos you're going to have that are going to pop off. Like I do those Halloween videos. They consistently get me like 2,000, 3,000 views because one, the algorithm likes when I do Halloween because that's what started my channel. But also it's what I like talking about. But unequivocally, no. And I understand why you asked that question, but absolutely not. I would never do that shit. It actually fires me up. Christian and I have, believe me, we've had conversations behind closed doors about it. It's a pet peeve of mine.
Well, I would encourage anybody that does YouTube to not do that because it literally destroys your channel because YouTube then starts recommending your videos to people in southern Nigeria.
Yep.
Because that's where your subs are coming from. And then once they stop watching, YouTube says, okay, I guess these people aren't interested in this channel.
And Joseph, I'm not upset with the question. I want you to know that I'm not upset. And guys in the chat, be cool. He was literally just asking. He wasn't being a dick, and I have no problem answering the question. Absolutely not.
I think a lot of people when they read something, they read it in naturally the worst possible way. So they probably think that stuff comes across as mean. And I've learned that that's not the case. I've had people that have commented on my stuff. I'm like, this person must hate me. And then they finally message me and I'm like, oh, they just sound dry and mean on the internet, but it's just text.
Christian. Yeah,
Christian. I know. I have
half the time I think he's fucking mad at me. I'm like, God damn, sorry I fucking bothered you with a text.
Yeah, and no, that I get it. So yeah, it's if they're here and they're watching, they're a fan of the channel. Even if they ask a question that's not, it just is what it is.
I can't wait to get to 10K because I feel like once I break 10K, I'll feel validated almost. Like, holy shit, 10,000 people. Like that's a pretty big number. Like a lot of people would be like, oh, well, you're closing in on 8,000. Like that's nothing to scoff at. It's not, but I can just tell you guys. Go to some channels, look at their sub counts, look at their video counts. My videos do better than almost all of their videos. And that's not just me saying that. Christian and I, we've talked about it. We've run the numbers. We've looked this shit up. It's very clear to see who's doing this the wrong way and who's doing it the right way. Believe me, Christian's too, his growth took a while. Like, yeah, he's over 30K now, closing in on 40K, but like it took a while. It wasn't like, it's not an overnight thing. I mean, you really, really have to just keep fucking going. And the bigger you get, the easier you gain subs because the bigger your channel gets, the more the algorithm helps it. So I feel like crossing that 10K threshold is a big deal, but it can be hard to get there. I'm sure you remember those days for yourself, man. I'm sure you remember where it's like, man, I want to get to that 10. Like, I just want to get there.
Sure. It felt like validation. I don't want you to give the audience the wrong idea because they all validate you already. I think what you really mean to say is you feel like it would be vindication for yourself,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
not that so much as your audience will like quote unquote
Vindication,
take you seriously.
not validation, vindication.
But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, man. And I think now with me, it's like it's harder to it's hard to maintain a certain level of growth. It fluctuates. It still does to this very day. There could be days where like literally no sub, and other days it could be 5, other days it could be 20. And it's just like just keep trying to put out videos that you think are good that your audience would like, man. It is a grind. It's no easier for me today than it was when I tried to start grinding a few years ago. It's still just like it's work no matter what. Anybody that does YouTube, I have a foundational level of respect for them, because you're not only putting yourself out there just for constant criticism. Like, I'm sure there's people that for some reason, even though I've never had a conversation with them, they don't know anything about me, they just don't like me because they don't like the way I talk, what I think about certain movies. And I have a foundational respect for anybody that puts themselves out there, whether it be anything on the internet, man. Like, you're putting yourself out there for the worst of humanity to see you and judge you. And to grow a channel, it's not easy. And I respect anybody, I really do, that gives it hell and goes for it, because you'll build up some calluses, but it'll be worth it. It's good for the real world.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, guys, is like Christian got to where he was because like he'll take his days off work, he'll spend 6 hours in that fucking movie room editing and recording stuff, because he wanted to do this. It was a passion and it was a hobby, but it was also like, nowadays in this country, everybody's got to have a side hustle. We have to. I mean, just to make ends meet. And in order to do that, you're going to have to lose sleep sometimes. You're going to have to work yourself into the ground in order to see the fruits of that. But it's a constant grind. And I can just tell you guys, like, it's also, you never know. That Nightmare 4 video I did the other day, it had a couple hundred views after the first like 6 hours. And I was like, it's not Halloween, so it's not really hitting. But if you watch that video, you can tell like I'm really passionate about what I'm talking about, and I know what I'm talking about. And then the next day, it was like almost 2,000 views. And I was like, holy shit. Like, sometimes the algorithm will just be like, oh, you know what? Fuck, like, this is, I don't know. People are responding. People are liking it. But watch any one of my videos. One of the greatest compliments I ever got doing YouTube was from Lee Drum Dums, who told me one time in a DM, he was like, dude, I really respect how you can just talk. Like, you can tell there's not a lot of cuts. There's not a lot of editing. You don't use notes. Like, you just talk. And like and I'm like, yeah, I just do. Like, I've never taken notes. Some videos are easier than others. Some have more cuts because I'll get tripped up a lot. That's my ADHD. But like, yeah, almost every video I do is something that I'm passionate about. The worst thing is to make a video that you're really passionate about. Nobody watches it, but you put it out there. So it is what it is. Like, I did that with, when I talked about Mike Flanagan, I think a year or so ago, I did like a video on him. And I loved that video. I loved making it. It was over 20 minutes long, and it just flopped. But, you know, it's a crapshoot. You never know. But one thing is, I mean, you're going to get authenticity from me. I think you guys know that from me and Christian. Like,
I'll tell you how much of a crapshoot it is. Yeah, I agree. When people ask me something like it, I agree. It really is a crapshoot. I remember my videos, as you grow, you'll start to have a certain threshold of what your videos kind of do from your dedicated viewers. And I remember one day I was just racking my brain on what to do, and I wanted to do a video on Children of Living Dead. And I woke up and I was like, oh shit, why are people watching this? And then it spawned off my Bargain Mid Living Dead movie series. And that's the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
So I've ran that well pretty dry. I'm trying to find more to talk about.
Those videos did well too. And yeah, congratulations, Mark. Tales from the Shelf. You hit 2K, man. That validation of hitting 1,000 is always cool. And anything after that is just icing on the cake, in my opinion. But I don't really care, about the numbers and never get too caught up in that. Because as Christian said, like, sure, I don't have 10K yet, but I mean, people watch my videos. I have a lot of you guys that are in this chat right now or watching on the playback that you guys have notifications set for when I post a video. And I know that, Christian. I know you know it too, because you'll post a video and you'll refresh after like 2 minutes maybe, you already see like 20 or 30 views. That's the people that got those notifications on. Like they're
God
like,
bless
oh shit.
them.
Like, and
It's,
that means a lot. That means a
God
lot.
bless them.
So
God bless them.
yeah, I mean, we love you guys and we love doing this show, and I'm gonna keep doing this show until Christian doesn't want to do it anymore. And he says he's never gonna not want to do it anymore. So for all you guys know, we'll be celebrating the 40th anniversary of Uneeda eventually, and we'll just be cantankerous old fucks.
Yeah, I'll be in my 60s.
Yeah, I mean, who
Late
knows?
60s.
Yeah, it's just really cool, man. It's really cool, and I love it. And I've met a lot of cool people through here too, and no, I saw you guys talk about clickbaity videos earlier. I hate those channels. Hate them with a passion. I'll never subscribe to your channel if it's all clickbait. Like I just can't do it. Won't do it. I made a video on Trick or Treat 2 today, and some people were like wondering if it was an announcement. And I said, no, it's a rant. I literally said that. I didn't title it like Trick or Treat Update. No, I didn't do that. I said Trick or Treat 2 needs to happen. And then I ranted. So yeah, what are you going to do? But shit. The Lost River Nursing Home, yeah, and then what would we call Christian? Nursing home CHH, like what? Assisted living CHH. You need an old and folded edition. Hey, we might get old, but we're never gonna fold, Mark. You know that. I'll tell you what.
Good times.
Okay.
Good times, dude.
I thought he was gonna have more to offer there, guys, but he just gave.
No, I can't come up with a name. AARPC. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think we should cut it on that note. We went longer than we anticipated, especially because I got to drag Christian's ass back here in a week to do Final Destination.
So Final Destination will be Thursday, and maybe we can record sometime Friday or whenever after that.
Friday,
I'm sure the episode will come out the
Saturday.
week. Yeah.
Whatever it is. But guys, I want to let everybody know, Christian as well, before we go here. Wednesday, I haven't gotten into details with a lot of people yet. By the way, leave a like on this. If you're watching on the playback, leave a like too. And if you're a Toxic Scream fan, don't waste your time in the comments because Christian and I will just laugh at you. Wednesday is my first court hearing regarding the custody battle for my kid. So hopefully that fight is about to end soon. And I'm excited for it. Can't wait. It's been a long, arduous process that I am very, very happy to be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. So yeah, I'm excited.
Good luck, dude. Good luck.
Oh, I got nothing to worry about, man. I got nothing to worry about. I already know that. If anything, a judge is not going to be very happy about. Anyway, I won't get into that. But Sarah, thank you for the $5 super chat. Late again, but guess what? You can watch the playback.
That's Canadian, brother. That's like $2.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Hopefully the Canadians know that their money's worthless too, so they understand the joke. It's very courteous and kind of you, but
Sarah's a real one. But I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. I really, really am. I wouldn't be telling you guys this if I felt like there was going to be a bad outcome here. My lawyer and I are pretty confident in everything. So I'm looking forward. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to all this being ironed out and being done with very, very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I really, really appreciate it. Christian appreciates it. We appreciate you guys. We are going on 4 years of Uneeda. We might have actually already gotten to that point, Christian. I'm going to go to the Uneeda Horror Podcast Scream Factory right now, and I'm going to. Oh my God, no! It's playing our video. Horror podcast, and I'm just going to tell you guys right now, Scream Factory.
It's 2021 for sure.
Our first episode debuted May 20th, 2021. So we are.
Oh, we're close.
9 days away. So we will. This is what I'm going to promise you guys. Well, no, I can't. We're going to have that episode out earlier than that. But next week's episode will be the 4-year anniversary. So that's exciting. That's exciting. But yeah. All right, cool. You got anything before we go, Christian?
As I always like to say, I thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I really do. I hope you guys have a great week. Today's Sunday. Be safe. Get to work safe. Do your things. Just be safe. It's a wild world out there. Thank you guys for watching. And there's a whole back catalog if you want to catch up on stuff. So Thank you,
And
guys.
make sure you guys get in the crack, whether it's a loofah, a washcloth, or your hand.